Hi, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Sutclif with another low budget video. Actually, these are no budget videos. That's right. Um, I'm in a bind here. I don't have any cheat sheets. I don't have a makeup artist. Uh, I've been abandoned. So I'm gonna have to ad-lib, but I know one thing I wanted to talk about was public hanging. Okay. Like you all, I am really pissed off at these criminals run amok, and these child molesters and the killer Oblivion Abbey. So let me ask you all a question. What do you think about bringing back public hanging? Public hanging. Well, I think the last one they did was in 1936. That's not the last hanging in America, but I think that was the last public hanging. Some guy that was convicted of raping a 70-year-old woman. And I think they mainly did away with it because of the spectacle. It was getting to the point where people were bringing popcorn, they were bringing lemonade, they were camping out a day before at the gallows, and I think somebody finally put a stop to that circus. So then I think there were a couple more hangings up to 1965 maybe in this country. Not sure, but anyway, whenever the heck it was done, um, I mean, all right. So they don't want to bring it back probably because yeah, now in the internet age and stuff, it's just going to be a big spectacle. How spectacle? I can't even talk. Um, so what do you all think? Let me ask you all a question. I think the question I really want to ask is public hanging. Is that a deterrent to future child molesters? Or, I mean, only give it to the worst of the worst after they've gone through due process. Like I say, even the worst of the worst are entitled under our laws to due process and a fair trial by a jury of their peers. That's a good one. That doesn't usually happen. Your peers. Can you imagine me? Give me some peers. I'm going to trial for something. I want a jury of my peers. Sorry, Mr. Stu, we don't have any peers for you. But okay, well, you would think that the threat of being hanged would make someone think twice, like, oh man, I really want to do something perverted to a child, but damn, I don't want to. Not only do I not want to go to jail, I don't want to be hanged, you know. I don't want to be. I don't want to be at the end of a noose. And a lot of those hangings did not go right, just like lethal injection hasn't always gone right. Old Sparky, the electric chair down in Florida, who used to be heavily used. Did Ted Bundy? No, he didn't die in Old Sparky, did he? No, I think his last crimes were committed in Florida. That 12-year-old Kimberly Leach. She was in Florida. I don't know where Bundy was executed at. I'm sure someone out there does. It might have been Florida. But Florida and a couple other places, man, those electric chairs, man, you'd burn up on the top of your head. You'd be worse than Michael Jackson's Pepsi commercial. Somebody asked me that in an email too. They said, Stu, why do you wear that hairpiece? Well, none of their business. Maybe I have a disfigured head. Maybe I have a cone head and I'm ashamed of it. But anyway, let's get back to being serious, which is almost impossible for me to do. Uh, all right, yeah, hanging, a deterrent, okay. How many people are going to not commit a murder or a child murder with the threat of hanging over them? No pun intended. Um, wow, man. I think I would think twice if I wanted to do a horrible crime. Man, hanging wouldn't be too fun. They put the noose around your neck and you're standing on this platform and a guy pulls the switch. You drop about 8 feet, snap your neck. If you're lucky, your neck snaps on. It hasn't always worked that way. Uh, I think one guy, they tried to hang him in this country. The rope broke. I don't mean to laugh, but I mean, come on, if you're going to hang someone, do it right. Don't use a rope that's going to break. And anyway, okay, so what do you think? Is it a crime deterrent? Would you like to see the worst of the worst hung? What's good for the goose is good for the gander. An eye for an eye. Well, guess what? through the little bit of research I did, hanging would be nice for us to get even with the person and to get justice done. But as far as a deterrent, it's not going to stop these people that are hell-bent on doing these things. The gallows were loaded, okay? Back in the day, back in the 1800s and before that, the gallows, they were hanging people right and left, man. They had people standing in line to get hung, and due process wasn't as easy to come by back in those days as it is now. So, okay, so, why are all these people being hung? You know, were they being framed? Were they set up? Or did they really commit crimes? Or was it a lynch mob? And I'm not even talking about lynchings here, okay? I'm talking about hangings under law, public law, means of execution. Not a bunch of people that round up somebody that they think committed a crime and tie him to an oak tree. Okay, that's lynchings, not even covering that, okay? Big difference. So okay, I think the answer to my question is it might deter a little bit of crime, but it's not going to deter much. These people don't have a normal thinking process. If you're going to go out and do what was done to Libby and Abby, you're not normal, okay? Something was wrong. Even if you had a bad frickin' childhood, you know, screw that. I only use the F word when I'm really ticked off, and I'm getting to that point with the Abby and Libby case. So it's probably not far around the corner before I say the F word. And I'm not talking about Ford. These assholes that have no empathy aren't going to be deterred by hanging because either they just think they won't get caught, or they're just, getting back to a bad childhood, okay. How many of you had a not so happy childhood, or even a bad childhood? My childhood wasn't always roses. I know some of my friends that had it really, really, really bad. I had this one friend, his mother, she'd make him sleep in the bathtub. They had an empty bathtub with dust and crap in it down in the basement. And if he didn't do certain things right, he'd have to sleep down there. So he's my buddy, man. I felt bad for him. He went on to be pretty successful. Okay, rotten childhood, no excuse. I mean, it could screw up your brain if you're vulnerable to that, but we've all had rotten childhoods. Most of us, no excuses. Hang the bridge guy? Absolutely. I'm with Anthony Greeno on that, man. Anthony says, hang the darn, display him through town and hang him. Say, this is what's going to happen to you if you want to take that chance. Get caught. So, okay. This case, oh my God. It's like I said in one of my commentaries, it's going to drive me to take Xanax. Anybody out there can write me a prescription? This is horrible. Let me tell you, there's got to be, I was thinking this morning, the families and law enforcement working on the Abby and Libby murder case, there must be 2 points in their lives. You know, there are 2 dividing times. The time when Abby and Libby were alive and the time, and from here to eternity now, that the time that they're gone. They probably use it as a reference point, you know. Oh, that was in the days before Libby and Abby. And it was like, that's terrible. Look at all these months. Look at all this time the case isn't solved. Can you believe that? Who would have thought? And it just might not be that easy. Like I said, you know, all these crazy things going around. Like law enforcement doesn't know what they're doing. Oh, yes, they do. Look at those men in those news conferences. They're somber. They didn't want any of this to happen. You think anybody did? You know, and of course they question why us? You know, they're probably saying to themselves, why us? Why Delphi? You know, why? Because there was some nut or nuts on the loose that day, and it was a random thing. I don't think it had anything to do with any paybacks or any drugs. Come on, if that was a hit, that's the stupidest, sloppiest hit. And you might say, oh no way, Stu, they got away with it so far. Okay, how can it be stupid and sloppy? Because it was, and they got away just because unbelievable odds. The odds that were totally against this guy getting away with it, it just didn't happen, okay? It's like winning the lottery. He's just one that came along and so far beat the system. I don't think it'll be forever. No way. So, I just got lost for words. I don't have my cheat sheet, like I said. I'm not an English major. I'm not a public speaker. I'm just a YouTuber. And some of these YouTubers out here are pretty daggone good. They're pretty clever. And then we have the trolls. Oh, those poor deprived little trolls that have to seek attention and have to say stupid shit, in intelligent conversation. And then the conspiracy theorists are out there, oh, it never happened. It was a parallel universe. And the psychics are out there. Shh, I'm feeling something. It's coming through. If my kid was murdered and there was a psychic down the street from me, I wouldn't take. I might just out of curiosity go. Uh, then again, I might not. But just for the hell of it, just to say I could. So, all right. I'm going to say his name. If anyone doesn't want to hear me say the name Robert Lindsay, oh, my bad. Turn off your audio now because I'm going to say something about the dude, okay? Come on, man up. Or woman up. Robert Lindsay. Some people are like, what the hell's Robert Lindsay? See the guy that sang in Paul Revere and the Raiders? No, that was Mark Lindsay. Sharon Tate stuff. Wow. Oh my God! Why did Sharon Tate just flash across my face? I don't want to go down the Manson trail. Oh my God! Everything's possibly been said. Those Mansonites. They've had a lot of interviews with them. I've been watching them on YouTube, and boy, they're really aging. Linda Kasabian. Her face really grew long. That's a line out of a Beatles song. All right, this is terrible now. I totally forgot what I was talking about. Libby and Abby. The information that we don't have. There's a couple things Robert Lindsay said that they actually have a possibility at the very beginning. The first few questions, like he questioned, he knew back then that the coroner's report listed 2 different death dates. So, for Abby and Libby, one on the 13th, that Libby died on, and this is all alleged, okay? Everything I'm saying out here, I'm not saying it's all right 100% or if it's facts, just doing what everybody else does out here, sharing my thoughts. Coroner's report, Libby dead on the 13th of 2017, and Abby's death was logged down as February 14th, 2017. Okay, now, how did Lindsay know that? That is, I accept that statement I just made as possible fact because that was going back to the beginning and somebody, family member, someone had said, yeah, we pretty much agree that the coroner's report, we don't know anything else it says except 2 different death dates. And there was hearsay going around that Abby's body was still warm when whoever discovered the bodies discovered them. Don't know anything about that either. Don't know anything about nothing. What do you know about this case? Thousands of blogs and commentaries and at Facebook, I'm on my emails here. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a Facebook account. I don't have time to maintain one. I don't have Twitter. I have too many things to do. I'm not going to get out there and I did this today. I bought a can of tuna fish and, I got to go pick my daughter up from school in 45 minutes and, oh man, I just watched reruns of Seinfeld. I never knew that show was so funny. I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing every minute. Hey, I'll be back. I'm going to take a dump. It's right for some people. I'm not putting it down. It's great. I just don't have the time. So does that mean if Abby's body was still warm when she was discovered, then either they weren't killed at the same time, or they either weren't killed at the same time. Hang on a minute. I have to do something here real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to run and take a look upstairs and see what the hell was going on there. Like a strange noise. Totally threw off my concentration. So, where were we at? Oh, the coroner's report. All right. So like I tried to say, if Abby's body was found warm, they either weren't killed at the same time or they did not die at the same time. That's easy to swallow that part. That might be true. Did Abby try to crawl away? Lindsay said that from the beginning, that yeah, she tried to crawl away. That's actually a little feasible right now. But of course, the people that found their bodies, we don't know who they are. They're not talking. Somebody said, well, it's a fireman's wife or something. I don't know who the heck they are. They won't say anything. So, I don't know. So, here we are, way over a year later. Very little information. How long is it going to take for law enforcement? And I'm not putting you guys down. You guys probably have done a great job. There's nobody out here on these blogs or commentaries that could do any better. So that probably makes law enforcement feel a little bit, and they should. You know, they put their heart and souls into this. The family, as far as they must be amazed at all this content out here, and let me say to the family, you guys, you know, be happy. Some of this stuff might not be on point, but be happy that it's being kept alive, even with the trolls. Even thank the trolls because they're keeping people talking about Abby and Livy. And exposure's better than none. Who said in Hollywood even bad publicity is good? So you know, just roll with it a little bit. It'd be no problem. No problem at all. All right, well, I don't know. I had a lot more I wanted to say. This is Stu converting oxygen into carbon dioxide on a daily basis. And I'm not going to just ramble on here about nothing because I don't have my cheat sheet. But that'll be enough little food for thought for a while. And, you know, let's see what happens. I wish I had a jingle or some music after my show. But this is Stewie right now with one of those no-budget videos. And I'm going to take a standby. Thanks for listening and watching.